everyone. Hi Thades. Hi my special friends. I am so excited for you guys to be joining me again for another week of movie reviews. This week we will be reviewing Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, starring the powerhouses Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately in his final role, but I will tell you now that it is one you will not want to miss. This movie was produced by Denzel Washington and written by the amazing Tony and Pulitzer Prize winning August Wilson, who actually wrote Fences, which Denzel Washington stars in, and Viola Davis won the Oscar for, her first Oscar. So that's really exciting. So the premise behind Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is it follows the day in a life of Ma Rainey, a blues legend who is also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now this is just a one-day recording session in 1927 Chicago. And what the movie does very well, it captures the struggle that African Americans are still dealing with to this day, 100 years later. And I want to jump right into this review, so spoilers ahead, and I hope you are excited and really take away as much from this movie as I did. And yes, so here we go. All right, everyone, I would love to welcome onto my show, Black Magix.
Hi guys, welcome back to his channel. I'm Black Magix, yes. I'm so sorry.
We could do it again.
I'm so sorry.
All right, everyone, I would love to welcome on to the show, Black Magix.
Hi.
Yes. She is a local favorite here in Orlando. And yeah, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Black. I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Are you originally from Orlando?
No, well, yes. I almost lied. Yeah.
What does that mean?
I think I'm from Winter Garden, but then I'm like, I moved too much. I'm from everywhere in Florida.
Okay, let's be real. Winter Garden is still Orlando.
Technically, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, the movie that we are reviewing today is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And I have to say that I absolutely loved it.
So perfect. It was so good.
It is my favorite movie so far for Oscar season.
Oh, 100%. It's gonna sweep the whole thing.
I also think it's gonna sweep. But yeah, which scene really spoke to you, or what stood out to you about the movie? Why did you like it so much? Because you said, you think it's gonna sweep, and because it's very bold to say a statement like that.
Yeah, I mean, as a person of color, I feel like it was very important to have something like that show where, spoiler alert, where talent has to force their way through and like be a quote unquote bitch or like a rude person to like be respected. Because honestly, it is very much still like people take advantage of black people just for their talents and like throw them out after they're done like performing,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, and that's something we talked about while we were watching the movie, was that it's very unfortunate that in 2021 we are still having the same battles that Ma Rainey was having in the 1920s. Mm-hmm. And that is, and you see it all over, whether it's in the music industry, the football industry, well, all sports.
Even the drag industry is still like that very much so.
Oh, yeah, drag. Where like the sports and entertainment, where black people are hired for their talents and
not respected.
They're almost utilized as tools, and then disposed of. But yes, so I do agree with that, and that was beautiful the way that Ma Rainey portrayed in the movie. When throughout the movie you almost have a sense of like, Ma Rainey, why are you being such a bitch?
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
The beginning's like, why is she so rude? There's no point. But then, like, she starts explaining it, and it's like, okay.
And then when she explains it,
that was a part.
That
was a part.
That part
ate me up. It was just like,
you tell.
It was straightforward as to like, you get at the beginning, you're just like, okay, it's just a sassy black lady, like, she's just like yelling at everybody, but she's like, I feel like that's a good like beginning because everyone thinks it's like black women are just so like rude and just like throwing their attitudes everywhere. But no, there's a reason behind why black people have to be so strong and so like not off-putting, but like so like this is what I want, this is how it's going to go, and this is the way it's going to be. It's like because if we don't, there's so many people that are willing to take advantage of like our talents, our like what we because black people bring a lot of shit to the table. I'm sorry, I'm biased, obviously, but
Please build on that because, you know, I love learning more, but again, I can't speak on the black experience. So, and that is true. That's something that I've heard often is that black women are portrayed as the mad black woman.
yeah, in every single scenario.
But, and why do you think that is?
Because black women have to be the mad black woman. If we don't, people run us over. Or if we don't, people are just like, oh, she doesn't care. Just like throw this at her, throw that at her. She'll do whatever. Like no, black people have to be like super strong 100% of the time. It's just how it has to be. Unless like the world changes one day, but it's not today. So
Yeah, that's so true and so interesting. I mean, fortunately, Rainey, she lays it out as to why she is the way she is.
which is so good in the movie. The way that she I'm so happy they made her explain why she's acting like that. Because if she didn't, everyone's just like, oh my god, she's such a bitch. No, I mean she was, but she had to be.
Yeah, and the monologue that she gave right
that
then
was
and there.
A scene. Oh my god, that's where she won her Oscar alone.
Yeah, I think that's when she won her Oscar. You know, and again, if you don't, when you're watching that monologue and you don't feel what black people have felt in the 1920s or the 2020s, then I'm sorry, then I can't be friends with you.
If you don't see it, I don't see you.
The struggle has been in all 50 United States. In all 50 states. You know, here in Florida, they were hanging people in the panhandle. There was...
They're still doing that, to be honest.
Well,
it's still going on today. I'm just,
Yeah, you're right. They had the massacre over in Ocoee. Mm-hmm. That's, 25 minutes from my house. You know... And again, we're talking within this past century.
Yeah.
So
it's fresh. It's still happening.
You know, I want to share one thing with you that I've always that has always grounded me, and that's how I don't know. I guess I've always been passionate about the civil rights movement. I've always found it fascinating. Mm-hmm. So I've gone out of my way a little more than, I guess, the average person to understand, what Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and the Nation of Islam and the Black Panthers, what they did and why they did it. But what has kept me grounded has been the fact... And I really lay it out to people like this because this is, if you don't understand what I'm saying, the fact that there wasn't a Civil Rights Act up until about 60 years ago, and we're talking about 60 years ago, your grandparents are older than that. Yeah. Your parents are probably in that 60-year range or getting there. So that means they had just passed a law telling citizens to stop being racist. Oh, baby. And then you think that's going to happen overnight?
Still hasn't happened, to be honest.
It sends chills down my back that it has happened in our parents' and our grandparents' lifetime. It's quite disgusting how people can disregard racism, how people can go out of their way and carry Confederate flags and carry it through the Capitol and bring lynching or lynches to the Capitol and make it seem all right and justify it. No, it's not justifiable. Just 2 days ago, now we're getting into current events. Now I'm just turning it into this racing.
As you should.
I'm angry today. Just 2 days ago, I'm sure this video went viral of the little girl who was handcuffed to the chair, and she's 9 years old, and she's handcuffed to the chair, and I think this happened in New York, and the officer's telling her, like, oh, you're acting like a child, and she's screaming back, I am one, and then he proceeds to pepper spray her.
I have not seen that video. Okay.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Again, how are you telling me that we don't need reforms? How we don't need education on inclusivity and expansions on diversity? I need to get off my soapbox right now because I think I just got triggered. But yes, keep in mind this has all happened in the last 60 years. You will, if you are not black, you cannot speak on the black experience, and you will never understand how to be black or how it feels to be black. And that's period.
And just like period. Like there's nothing else you can say about it. Like,
I'm sorry.
If you're not black, you don't get it.
Ooh, I got fired up. I got angry.
You should.
And again, Ma Rainey, thank you, Ma Rainey, for everything that you did, everything you contributed. You fought for what you thought was right, and you got that, and that's it. She did that.
She ate it up.
Yeah, and I want Chadwick Boseman, and I want Viola Davis to win the Oscar.
Oh, 100%.
And even as we're watching the movie, you can even notice that you're watching it and you're like, oh, I'm not watching Viola Davis, I'm watching Ma Rainey.
Oh yeah, that was not. It was Viola, but that was not Viola at all.
Yeah,
like she like got so deep into the part. It was Ma Rainey. Like even Ma Rainey can't play Ma Rainey that well.
The tea. Well, you brought up something else as well earlier about religion and the black community. Tell me how you felt about that and kind of expand on that.
Well, what I was saying is in the black community, religion is held so high. Christianity in particular is held so high, and the fact they had a black character that was atheist, basically throwing religion away. It's it was very different to see. It was also kind of scary because it's just oh my god, what if God sees me watching this or something? It was very uncomfortable in a good way, if that makes sense. I just really appreciate it because as black people, you do not have to be religious. You don't have to be super I'm gonna repeat myself, religious. It's just it was very refreshing.
It was. There was the fact that Chadwick Boseman was an atheist, and because he had suffered and endured so much throughout his life, again, the black experience, which I cannot ever speak for, but is real to this day. And he is an atheist, and his bandmates are in awe and shock over what he says to them. And then the other aspect was Ma Rainey, which you kind of end up finding out that she's bisexual. And
that shook the hell out of me. I was like, excuse me?
You turned to me, you said, was she a lesbian?
I was like, I thought it was her little sister in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, sister or someone family. I was like, oh, that's her girlfriend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I ended up Googling it because I was like, this can't be true or whatnot. But she was bisexual.
That was
and apparently open for the 1920s.
Okay.
1920s, black from Georgia.
Hello.
A blues singer,
The fact that it's been around this long and people are still questioning whether people should or shouldn't do something is so wild to me right now. It's been going on more than 100 years. I'm just
yeah. And just like the Latino community, the black community is very rooted in Christianity, And that's why Black, gay, lesbian, transgender, queer people are very marginalized from their families. It is very unfortunate, and only through time and through speaking to people and changing that ideology will we ever progress. I was fortunate enough to be able to come out to my family. I guess I didn't really come out. They kind of dragged me out, which was better because that kind of felt like a weight off of my shoulders. So I was fortunate, but that is not the experience that a lot of other Latinos have, especially not a lot of other Black people have. Mm-hmm. So that was very different to see. But again, that goes back into how powerful having a bisexual entertainer who knew her worth in the 1920s. Having this film in 2021 is important because of representation. Representation is so important in society. You know, I would never want to relive, my youth of like trying to figure out who I am and what I like but the reality is that compared to when we were kids, you can kind of turn on ABC, NBC, the CW, and kind of find a queer character anywhere.
Yeah, even if it's not stated, you can find someone that you can relate to.
Yeah.
With our generation, at least.
Yeah. We made it, but kids today, they have not even us to thank for it. It's really our elders in our LGBTQ community that have really paved the way for what we are allowed to do. So yeah, back to Ma Rainey. Oh, we are really just going off on tangents. That's how powerful this movie is.
That movie was, it was so good.
That is how powerful this movie is as far as queer and Black characters, amazing actors. But let's see, what else did I have to say? So there's an ongoing theme in the movie that both of us were actually confused about, and there was a door. Mm-hmm. Right from the beginning, there was a door in the basement, which is where the band group practiced. Mm-hmm. And what did you think it was at first? Because I kind of guessed it, and I was kind of right.
Yeah. I was very off. I was like, basically, oh my God, is this something like, are they going to keep him in there during the movie? Are they going to like, is he going to open the door and see something like a slave auction or something? I'm like, this has to be something racist behind the door. But that's just me being Black. But I'm just like, it's something racist. Don't open the door. It was nothing close to what I thought it was, but...
So the door actually ends up being a symbolism for Chadwick Boseman's character for how his life is kind of in a path to nowhere, and his character kind of portrays all of the Black people that worked their asses off in society but never made it to Ma Rainey's level, and they're really trapped and pigeonholed in those positions because of societal standards and the Jim Crow era laws and racism and bigotry. So, and there were plenty of good examples of when they went to the pharmacy to get the Coca-Colas, and it was just all white men, and you just immediately knew
it was not going to end well.
Run.
It's not going to be easy.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Not safe. To when they first show up to the studio to record, they're in a basement.
Literal basement.
They're in a basement.
With
the floor. Yeah, with a piano in it. Oh my God, is this episode just about racism?
I think this episode's about racism.
I think it just went from Ma Rainey's review to racism. I am not apologizing.
At all. At all. And if you're uncomfortable, you should probably leave. You have to watch the movie. No matter your color, your sex, your age, you should watch this movie.
Again, I would love to thank Black Magix for coming on this journey with me. It has been an amazing time.
Thank you for having me. It's been super fun.
Thank
Kiki
you, thank
watch
you.
a movie.
And here is your Oscar
I thought it was gonna come a little later.
for the evening. Oh, baby, they'll come.
I'm gonna go put this like right on my fridge, on the top.
Oh, baby.
Thank you.
Something lays on top. I don't know what it is.
Not the black bottom. So sorry, y'all. This is a serious movie. Don't listen to my jokes.
I just want to add a side note. When I called her
Sorry.
When I called her to ask her, tell her we were going to do this, the first thing I said, hey, Black Magix, the movie we're going to do is Mom Rainey's Black Bottom. And she goes, oh, I've heard of that movie. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, you've heard of this movie, good. And I look back at the FaceTime, she's just like this.
But did I lie? Hit me up. The DMs are not open. There's a painting going on.
So you can actually catch her live.
Yes.
On Grindr. No.
Good night, everybody. It's been fun. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can catch her live in Orlando.
Yes.
Actually, many times a week, anywhere from Stonewall, Savoy, and for the month of February, actually, she will be co-hosting in Southern with Cara Cavalli. Yes.
Every Thursday.
Keep a lookout for her.
Yes.
10:30 show. And yes, so thank you so much. I love you so much.
I love you more. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It's been super fun. I feel so professional.
Watch the movie, everyone.
Thank you all.
Hey guys, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Please share on all of your social media platforms. And most importantly, check out the extended version of this review on all of your favorite podcasting platforms, Apple, Google, Spotify. And yeah, I look forward to the next review.